Hello, everyone. Welcome to another exciting broadcast of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Today's game continues this Los Angeles Clippers homestand. This is their first chance to take a look at the Bulls this season. They controlled everything in both games last year, going 2-0.
Yeah, and taking on an interconference foe, certainly not a rival. They're the better team, and they showed it, winning both matchups last season.
Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. Jimmy Butler is out there with Sabonis. Then there's Lowry. Then there's Dragic. And it's Bogut in at center.
Well, when the Bulls hired Fred Hoiberg, they wanted him to revamp the offense. Hasn't exactly gone to plan as the Bulls have struggled on the offense under Hoiberg. However, the team has stayed competitive.
Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Lin with it. Butler covering. Second shot opportunity. Good work defensively by Lowry. Los Angeles on D. And with Hoiberg, he came in wanting to play a more perimeter shooting and up-tempo type of basketball. But the personnel, Chris, just hasn't been a good match.
And part of it is the front office getting players who can't really hurt you from deep. But Hoiberg's responsibility is to make the most of the talent on the roster. It hasn't been an easy path for him with this team's talent. But he's not making any mistakes up there today. Another solid trip to the line for him.
And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and two shots coming up.
Clearly a foul.
The Clippers shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line. And you'll hear some say the sleeper of that 2015 draft was Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. I mean, a fractured ankle his rookie season limited him to just those 29 games. But when healthy, he's shown he can be a force defensively.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and two shots coming up. It's on Jimmy Butler. And Greg, what separates Hollis-Jefferson, do you think, as an NBA defender?
Physicality, quickness to go along with anticipation. I mean, with his pressure D, he's able to suffocate perimeter players and rack up steals. And don't forget versatility. He's a guy that can guard multiple positions, and that's a huge asset for any team.
Here's Miles. Tries again. He feeds it to Dragic. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in.
The D doing everything they can to cut him off on his way to the hoop.
Outside, Lin. There's the feed to Horford. Lin against Dragic. And it's Chicago with the rebound. And now the Clippers on the break. Lin with the ball. And out of bounds as Chicago gains possession. Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Reggie Bullock. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. And it's Dragic off the drive. That's in. He's got two made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
And setting the tone early with a strong move to the rack.
Well, you like to see a little more physical nature on defense. You have to make him earn those points at the stripe.
The pass to Connaughton. Here's Hollis-Jefferson. Now recovering. Los Angeles with another miss. Lin against Dragic. Got a piece of it. For 3. Offensive rebound. To the wing right side. There's Hollis-Jefferson. It's deflected, but they recover it. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Kyle Lowry. And when you look at the younger generation of players coming in now, Chris, of course, you do the interviews, you see them, you talk to them. Is it easy for you to relate to these younger players?
Yeah, it's definitely easy to relate to them. I think that our generation had a lot of influence on their style, their kind of expression itself, just as the generations before us did, and we have that unique bond. I think that's one of the advantages I have, that I've known some of these players since they've been young. I know their habits. I know that they're good kids, good individuals, and they just express themselves differently. You know, do I like the way they come into a game dressed looking like, I don't know, Ozzy Osbourne and Run DMC mixed? Nah, I don't like that. But people used to say that about my style and my clothes too, Kevin. I'm sure they did that about you too, you know. So, man, I just love it. I just take it as we have some of the best players that fans have seen, and I'm just enjoying everything from the wild clothes to the music to their style. But no, it's not hard to relate to them because they're all pretty good kids.
Chris, just for the record, they never said that about me. I always
yeah, you always set the trend.
Bulls shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
And Chris, you played during an era against a team that many consider the greatest of all time, that 96 Chicago Bulls team with Jordan and Pippen and a great roster. Just thinking back to that team during that second three-peat, what was it like when you were going up against that Bulls team?
It's so tough to play against that team. Jordan, arguably the best player that's ever laced them up, and Pippen was so tough offensively and rebounding. Rodman as well on the boards, and then you had guys in a system that was just really too much. It's hard to say. Of course, in my opinion, having played against them, they're the best team of all time. But Bill Russell once told me, ghosts can't play, so don't get caught up in comparing eras that you really can't prove it. So, yeah, of course, they're the best of all time to me, but it's fun watching these young kids play today.
From deep, Miles drains the three-pointer. And that's now 7 points for Goran Dragic.
Oh, a good open look, and he sprays it home from three.
Horford, no luck.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Bulls shooting their fifth and sixth free throws of the game. He misses the free throw.
And the Clippers are known as a high-wire act, and rightfully so with their stars. This team is also one that can at times lock it down defensively. I don't think they get enough credit for what they do on that side of the ball.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Done. He's checked in for Goran Dragic.
That's the second foul, and now they might really go at him. I mean, try to get a third foul and force him to sit on the bench.
Cody Eunice drops both of them. The Clippers not a team known for their defense, but quite often the last 2 years, it's been the deciding factor for them in games.
Yeah, and I think it starts with the pressure they place on ball handlers. They can throw double teams or pick up far out from the hoop. They've got shot blocking inside to erase mistakes as well.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Over Miles. Drilled it right as the clock hit all zeros.
Wow, what a clutch shot. He's got nerves of steel.
Woo. Nice. Able to keep his composure in the game's biggest moment. That's all.
Goran Dragic firing at all cylinders for Chicago. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And taking a look at Chicago's performance here, guys. The Bulls leading by 3. And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And the Clippers looking at who they've got. They've got Horford. Hollis Jefferson is out. Welcome, basketball fans. It's Saturday afternoon, and you're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan with Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Today's game continues this Los Angeles Clippers homestand and going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season. They controlled everything in both games last year, going 2-0.
Yeah, and taking on an interconference foe, certainly not a rival. They're the better team, and they showed it, winning both matchups last season.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So for Chicago right now, we've got Bogut. Dragic is out there with Lowry. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Sabonis in at the 4. Here's Lowry.
And I like how scrappy and aggressive Lowry is on the court. And it's easy to see how much his teammates enjoy playing alongside him.
And Kyle Lowry over the last few seasons slimmed down about 15 pounds. He's, Greg, been playing the best basketball of his career.
No doubt. He's still got that low center of gravity, almost like a bowling ball. He just gets under his man, and his strength and tenacity enable him to create chaos at both ends of the floor.
From 17 feet out, misses off the left iron. And the pass to Horford. They get it back. Outside, Lynn. Connaughton passes to Hollis Jefferson. There's the double team with Bogut. To the middle. He gets stolen by Lowry. Oh, and a fast break for the Bulls. Launches a 3. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Lowry's got 5 now.
And you can see that Butler is the total package. Solid at recognizing when one of his guys is open.
Now here's Lynn. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. This is his first free throw of the game. And that one falls for Lynn. And Chris, you played during an era against a team that many consider the greatest of all time, that 96 Chicago Bulls team with Jordan and Pippen and a great roster. Just thinking back to that team during that second three-peat, what was it like when you were going up against that Bulls team?
So tough to play against that team. Jordan, arguably the best player that's ever laced them up, and Pippen was so tough offensively and rebounding. Rodman as well on the boards, and then you had guys in a system that was just really too much. It's hard to say. Of course, in my opinion, having played against them, they're the best team of all time. But Bill Russell once told me, ghosts can't play, so don't get caught up in comparing eras that you really can't prove it. So, yeah, of course, they're the best of all time to me, but it's fun watching these young kids play today.
And here are the Bulls now. The Bulls have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. That one from long range. 8 points for Kyle Lowry. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Well, when the Bulls hired Fred Hoiberg, they wanted him to revamp the offense. Hasn't exactly gone to plan as the Bulls have struggled on the offense under Hoiberg. However, the team has stayed competitive.
Chicago making a switch here. Turner's checked in.
And Lynn has really carved out a nice role for himself in our league. An effective two-way player who can score, rebound, pass, and defend.
And with Hoiberg, he came in wanting to play a more perimeter shooting and up-tempo type of basketball. But the personnel, Chris, just hasn't been a good match.
And part of it is the front office getting players who can't really hurt you from deep. But Hoiberg's responsibility is to make the most of the talent on the roster. It hasn't been an easy path for him with this team's talent.
Lowry kicks to Dragic. 5 on the clock. And it's sent back by Horford.
Oh, the way Horford positions himself as the shot goes up. I mean, his defensive instincts are just absolutely fantastic.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
Now here's Lynn. Here's the screen. Right wing. Here's Connaughton.
Yeah, love the job they've done here to protect the paint.
And a miss there on the triple. Pass to Turner. Here's Sabonis. Good work defensively by Horford.
Aggressive move to the bucket, and the D is ready for it.
Lynn the pass to Adebayo. Fires the three. He can't hit that time. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. Dragic with a wide open look. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Dragic has got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for the Bulls. Then the pass to Hollis Jefferson. And it's sent back by Bogut.
And with that condor-like wingspan, Bogut says,
Lowry kicks to Turner. Outside for Lowry. Dragic dishes to Bogut. Back to Dragic. Pass to Bogut. Beyond the arc. That's good from Lowry on the assist by Bogut. And that's now 11 points for Kyle Lowry.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. And the shot no good, a bit short. The Bulls leading by 11.
And you'll hear some say the sleeper of that 2015 draft was Rondé Hollis Jefferson. I mean, a fractured ankle his rookie season limited him to just those 29 games. But when healthy, he's shown he can be a force defensively.
Lynn kicks to Connaughton. That three off the mark. For Chicago, they've gone 6 of 13 from the field, just under the 50% mark.
Man, they are doing some damage from deep.
Well, they have some terrific shooters on their squad, and they are all shining brightly for them today. Wow, he's only going to hit that shot about 1 out of 10 times.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Dragic. Lays it up off the glass. Dragic has got 11 points.
Something lit a fire under him this quarter. Their lead's safe as long as he's on the floor.
Here is Lynn. Off target at the rim.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
They swipe it. There's the three. No good on the buzzer beater. And so it's Chicago with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. They've kept the tempo quick and the defense on its heels, and it's gotten them up big. Back right after this. Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. Last outing for the Bulls, it was a loss to the Trailblazers in Portland. They've got Adebayo. He's out there with Horford. Jeremy Lin is out there with Hollis Jefferson. And it's Connaughton in at the two. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. And Chris, you had to deal with different injuries during your playing career. Some guys get bit by the injury bug and some others avoid it their whole career. Do you think that staying healthy, Chris, is a skill or is it just luck of the draw?
Man, that's a great question, Kevin. I really can't answer that when you look at a guy like Jordan and seeing him only hurt his ankle one time. Or,
right.
You know, I do think when you take care of your body and you prepare that you can definitely stave off injuries. But at the same time, I think it's the luck of the draw. If you were a guy like myself and you're rebounding in the paint and there are a lot of feet under you, you're going to come down on someone's ankle and twist your ankle. As a we've seen a lot of non-physical injuries, a lot of injuries that just seem to happen out of nowhere. When you look at George's injury with the Olympics that time, or you look at a guy like Steph Curry with his ankle injuries that he had back in the day. So I really can't answer that. That's a great question. It's like what comes first, the chicken or the egg? But I would just say this, no matter how hard you work, it takes a little bit of luck to be successful. I think we all would say that. So I would lean on more so the side of luck than necessarily being prepared and not having an injury.
Good answer. Shot clock at 2. And a dunk by Horford.
Oh, don't get in his way. Horford not to be denied when he gets in that close.
Now, here's Dunn. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Here's Moniunas. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. And the Bulls lead by 15.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Here's Lynn. That's tipped. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. And Butler gets it to go. Butler's got 7 points in the game.
Yeah, and Butler is a menace to the defense, partner. I don't think that was a Petty or a Manny. That was a facial.
If he'd been even halfway decent today, the score would be a lot different, but he can't get anything to fall.
The shot's good from Ellington.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here.
And the Clippers are known as a high-wire act, and rightfully so with their stars. This team is also one that can at times lock it down defensively. I don't think they get enough credit for what they do on that side of the ball.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Clippers trail by 19. The Clippers not a team known for their defense, but quite often the last few years, it's been the deciding factor for them in games.
Yeah, and I think it starts with the pressure they place on ball handlers. They can throw double teams or pick up far out from the hoop. They've got shot blocking inside to erase mistakes as well.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Andrew Bogut, he's checked in for Moniunas. Sabonis comes in for C.J. Miles. Kyle Lowry, he's checked in for Wayne Ellington. And it's Dragic in for Chris Dunn.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Here's Harris. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Sabonis has got his third rebound on the night.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And the Bulls with possession. They're on an 11-3 run. Here's Butler, and that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. And it's 9 points for Jimmy Butler. Harris kicks to Bullock. Back to Harris. Clock at 6. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. He's made 1 and missed 1 so far in the game. The first free throw is good. Brewer is checked in for Butler. And Harris drops them both. Here's Dragic. 13 points in the game. Score the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Jokic with his screen on Dragic. And here's Harris from the arc. Dragic with some nice D. And here are the Bulls now. They're on a 15-5 run here. A player who measures his impact, Greg, on the game at the defensive end, the 7-footer Andrew Bogut.
Yeah, and it's interesting. He said he was a horrible defender at the University of Utah. Soaked up the game from the great defenders in the NBA, learning defensive 3 seconds, when to go, when not to. He's a master now.
Harris drives in. Can't connect from short range.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts. Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Oh, wonderful anticipation. He reads the play perfectly, then with the quick reaction time.
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Well, we always talk about how different eras of the NBA had different feels and how the game was called and how the game was played. Chris, what is the biggest change you have seen to the game since your era?
2 changes. One, you can't hand check. And that's really physical. That used to wear you down, take you out the game, and that stopped the freedom of movement. And that, along with playing the zone, where you can't just guard a guy and have to stay in your area. Those are 2 big changes because it really helped the offense. And so we want to see a lot of scoring, but today it's not easier to score because these guys have wonderful skill sets, but the game makes it easier to score because of the rules, because you can get to the line so many times. Because before a hand check, you couldn't get to the free throw line if a guy pushed you out of bounds almost, because the game was expected to be physical.
Right. Chicago shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
Miles, the pass to Monteunitas. On the wing, Ellington. Bullock with the rebound.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Well, I'd love to hear his explanation. The coach right there, I mean, that should be an interesting conversation.
Monteunitas, a screen on Harris. Dunn dishes to Henson. And it's Dunn in the corner. Trains the three-pointer. Dunn's got 5 now.
Gotta put some pressure on Dunn when he's squaring up from outside. Just an exceptional scorer.
Here's Jokic. And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris.
There's no lack of aggression on his part. When he's got the chance to score, he'll take it.
Here's Henson. And slam dunk by Henson.
Now that was a sensational feed. He hit him right on the move.
Here's Bullock. Expanding his range. The Clippers keep it alive. Here's the 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. Bullock's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And so it's the Chicago Bulls in complete command. Their lead at 28 points going into the break. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. And we'll be back with you shortly. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game. Tipping off the second half, here's Fred Hoiberg's 5. Dragic is out there with Lowry. Then it's Bogut. Then there's C.J. Miles. And it's Sabonis in at the 4 slot. And the basket by Harris.
Yeah, he has a little bit of trickeration with that one. Gets that one to go against the limb.
Well, let's just call it what it is. Great body control on the lay-in. Takes the contact. Still knocks it in softly off the glass. I mean, that shot just can't be blocked the way he adjusted.
It's stolen by Bogut. Stripped away. Jones in the post. Jokic with it. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Jokic sets the screen for Harris. This one for 3. Connects from 3-point range. Harris has got 9 points.
Just an average shooter from range. Squares up nicely on that one.
Chris, we all know you were a big Pistons fan growing up, and of course that means that you had plenty of chances to root against the Chicago Bulls. When you go back and you think about when you were young, was there one Bulls player that you loved to hate, so to speak?
You know, a little secret. I always cheered for Detroit, but I never hated the Bulls. Isaiah and Jordan were my favorite players. That's a little bit of a cop-out along with Magic, Bird, Dominique. But no. I really loved Artis Gilmore as well coming before. But no, I really can't say I had a player on the Bulls that I didn't really like.
Evan Turner, he's checked in for Dunn. Henson with the screen. Just 5 on the clock. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. From deep, Miles drops in the tray. Miles has got himself on the board with 3 there.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Here's Harris. No good that time. And the Bulls going the other way now. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. That'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour. Los Angeles calls timeout. And Chris, the team you spent the most time with in your career, the Sacramento Kings, what was it like playing in a smaller market? And do you think that's changed for star players today?
You know, I love playing for the city of Sacramento and the fans. Because we were a small market, I think we had some of the most passionate fans that I've ever seen in the NBA. But it was also tough, especially playing on the West Coast. You're the second of the late game on the East Coast. Many people don't see you. You don't have necessarily the support of everyone else because you're not in the largest city. So it definitely could be tough. But when you're playing a team like the Lakers or you're playing other Goliaths, you love it and you embrace that small David type aspect. And so I do think it's changed because of social media. I do think it's changed because of the internet and specifically the apps that you can now go into the locker room before and after the game. You can get a guy's thoughts right after he made a big shot or missed a big shot. And so I think if we would have had those tools, maybe it'll be different. But I think now definitely it really doesn't matter what market you play in. I mean, we were a small market at that time, but look, since it's been the OKCs and other teams that kind of have made everybody excited about basketball. So I don't think market plays that big of a part as far as your exposure and how much fans get to see you anymore.
Good overview. Now, here's Brewer. He's covered closely. Henson with the screen. Miles. And again, Chicago. No good.
They haven't gotten their legs back. Just 1 for 4 to start the second half.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Lynn kicks to Connaughton. There's a whistle. It's going to go on Corey Brewer. That is his first foul of the game. Bulls making a switch here. LeVert's checked in. Turner comes with the double team. Back to Lynn. Adebayo passes to Lynn. Shoots from the high post. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
That's his first personal foul.
Here's LeVert. There's the feed to Brewer. They set the pick. Dishes to Ellington. And again, no good by Chicago.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
And Al Horford, just so versatile. You know, that extends to the defensive end as well. Very mobile, can move his feet with smaller players, and at the same time gives you a presence on the interior.
From deep. Back to Lynn. In the corner, Hollis Jefferson. Outside, Lynn. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. A second chance effort. And no good.
He's got to be wondering, how did he miss that? I mean, he had all the space in the world.
Turner with it. And it's Lynn picking him up. They double him with Horford. And it's the Bulls with the ball. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Brewer. And nothing is falling for him right now. And Horford won't wow you with his athleticism. But Greg, he's still a pretty good shot blocker.
He has great timing, anticipation, and awareness. Don't forget also he's got terrific hands, and you see that with all the steals he racks up.
Here's Henson, and that's going to be a travel.
Yeah, another turnover, but guys, on the whole, I think they've done a great job of running their offense without too many miscues.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Sabonis, he's checked in for Brewer. Jimmy Butler comes in for Wayne Ellington. And it's Dragic in for Turner. Here's Adebayo. Yes! And a nice assist from Lin. Lin's got 3 assists now in this one. The Bulls leading by 15. Here's Dragic. And no good that time. Good work defensively by Horford. Here's Hollis Jefferson. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And that 84% free throw percentage is a testament to all the hard work he's put in on the line.
So for the Bulls, Bogut comes in for John Henson. And it's Kyle Lowry in for LeVert. Here's Dragic. Basket made. That gives him 7 field goals in 13 tries.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
You know the saying, numbers don't lie. You can see it up there on the scoreboard.
And it's sent back by Horford.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Well, his stroke has not been what they needed it to be, but looks like they're going to keep going to him.
Here's Butler. The kick out to Dragic. Shoots over Lin. And Dragic with the basket on the assist by Butler. 19 points for Goran Dragic. And as we end the third quarter. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. And the Clippers call time here.
Can you argue how explosive of a scorer Jimmy Butler is on the wing? I mean, he's a candidate to go off for 50 points on any given night. He's very efficient in how he scores, which is huge for a primary option.
And with Jimmy Butler, it's not just that he can lead a team in scoring. It's the ease, Chris, and the efficiency with which he does it.
Well, he draws a ton of fouls. He gets to the line a lot, something he's recently improved on. He doesn't need the ball every trip down the floor either to be impactful.
Jones is out there with Reggie Bullock. Then there's Harris. And it's Nikola Jokic. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Right side, Butler. Second shot opportunity. And it's Jokic with the rebound. Clippers trail by 17. Now Harris. There's the double team with Bogut. Here's Jokic. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Jokic has got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Clippers. Dunn kicks to Lowry. But they get it back. Bogut dishes to Lowry. Nailed from three-point land.
And that's Lowry's shot right there. Always looking to capitalize from that range.
Here's Harris. It's hauled in by the Bulls. And here we go. The Bulls fast break. Lowry for 3. Jokic grabs the miss. Jokic has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Jones. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that.
And really just led him to his sweet spot for that finish.
Screen by Bogut. Fires the 3. Outside for Lowry. Back to Bogut. Feeds to Butler. Second chance shot. to the inside. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. Clippers trail by 16. And it's Harris off the drive. And stolen by Dunn. It's tipped. Here's Sabonis. Lets it go from deep. Outside for Lowry. And that one comes up a bit short.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
Shoots a fader. The three. Bogut kicks to Lowry. Lowry can't get that one to fall.
As off the mark as he has been, they're a little lucky to be in front.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
Man, this is a joke. Right? I mean, there's been some glimpses of hope, but they've been few and far between.
C.J. Miles, he's checked in for the Bulls. Dragic comes in for Dunn. Dragic comes with the double team, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Dragic. And the pass to Jokic. Here's Connaughton. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
Screen by Bogut. Lowry has the open look. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. And that's 17 points for Kyle Lowry. He drains the quick shot.
And really, Lynn has a terrific feel for this offense. Just seems to know whenever one of his guys is open.
Bogut, the pass to Dragic. Screen by Bogut. Off the screen. No good off the back of the rim.
That's a shot that will drive his teammates crazy. There's just no reason to take it. He should have kicked it back out and reset the offense.
And trying to be the first one to get his hands on the miss. Instead, he's called for over the back.
There's nothing malicious about that play. Just isn't in a good spot and can't recover.
Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for the Bulls. And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That'll be his second foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Lowry for three. Horford with the rebound. Horford's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Count that one. The Bulls' lead has been cut down to 11 on the bucket from Connaughton.
Oh, that's just poor defense. Matching up in transition, left a good shooter wide open.
Butler kicks to Bogut. And it's sent back by Horford. And here we go. Fast break. Lynn's got it. From beyond the arc. And it's Kyle Lowry with the rebound.
Oh, it looks to me like the defense has no problem with him taking that shot. And you can see why.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
And that one falls for Dragic.
And Dragic came into the NBA with something on his resume that not many other rookies have. He has a ring from winning the Slovenian Pro League the year before he came to America.
Lynn kicks to Connaughton. The basket good off the assist from Lynn. Lynn's got 6 assists now in the game.
Another one. Man, he's just gotten into a great rhythm out there.
And part of this falls on the defense. I mean, you know he's hot. You'd like to force someone else to shoot the basketball.
Horford the pass to Hollis Jefferson. In a wide open look for Lynn. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. Now, here's Lowry, guarded closely. The three, no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Bulls.
You know, a team can have a great shooting night without getting a lot of assists, but tonight they had both.
Yeah, and listen, you only get the assist if the guy you give it to makes the shot. So a lot of assists will up your field goal percentage, but this was a great team effort by everyone.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
Hey, you know, guys, what a nice performance it was for Kyle Lowry.
Well, he had a hand in just about everything they did tonight. I mean, he just didn't take a single possession off on either end. He was the complete package.
Looking at Los Angeles, they want to turn it around after the loss to Portland. Dunn kicks to Miles. From the arc. Here's Hollis Jefferson. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have
Raptors are out of Toronto and into an interconference game. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports as we get set to bring you some terrific NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan, and beside me, Greg Anthony and Steve Smith. David Aldridge joins us on the sideline. This homestand ends here for the Clippers as they get ready to hit the road. All right, let's set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. So for Toronto right now, Jonas Jerebko out there with Alex Len. Then it's Harden. Then it's Trevor Ariza. And it's Middleton in at the shooting guard. And the dunk by Len.
And that is a great move off the baseline and a big-time play at the basket.
Agreed. Fantastic reverse dunk. Had to get up high for that one. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. You look back at the Clippers and what hurdles they've had to jump through, and they've faced a lot of bad luck over the last couple years, especially with injuries.
You know, this team can't catch a break, and it always seems like it's when playoff time is around. Always, it seems like one of their key star players are missing in the postseason. It happens year after year. It stunts their title hopes.
And the defense out of position on that possession, which allowed for him to get that offensive board.
Well said. Yes, he did. You're right, Greg. That's a tremendous jam on the putback.
You know what? When you don't box him out, he will burn you for it. He threw that putback down with the authority.
And he runs the floor with a purpose that time. Excellent play.
You know what? And a late reaction by the transition D takes it himself uncontested.
How about the concentration? He gets hit but stays with the play and gets the finish.
The Clippers have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And the Raptors, unique in the NBA, they have a whole nation behind them.
And basketball continues to gain in popularity, especially with the younger generation in Canada. The Raptors are coming to relevance at the perfect time, and the rabid fan base energized by how competitive this group's been the last couple seasons.
Count it. Harden's got his second bucket of the game to go.
They already got into a nice flow. 4 for 5 from the field.
Here's Lynn. Drops in the layup for 2. Toronto, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
And in today's game, we're really so used to thinking of passing as the key to an efficient offense. But this Raptors club, they do it a different way. For them, the screen is the assist, giving their guards space to pull up or attack the rim.
Harden draws the double. Stolen away. Feeds it to Lynn. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lynn. Stolen by Len. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. And the Raptors for the last few seasons, Greg, right at the bottom of the league in assists.
Yeah, but nevertheless, they do make good decisions. They're a low turnover team, and they've been pretty efficient offensively. One area where you can offset that is by their ability to get to the free throw line, because that puts a lot of pressure on your defense with their ability to attack. And that's how you want to use your fouls, not allowing him to get to the rim.
Toronto shooting their first foul shots of the night here.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Now here's Lynn. He's got 11. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Lynn's got 13.
We will talk about feed the hot hand. That's what they're doing this quarter, which is why they've been able to maintain momentum. That's one of his shots in his arsenal, but it was terrific rim protection.
"11 feet away, and it comes off the front of the rim. And here's Harden for 3. The offensive rebound. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. And Middleton kicks to Harden. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Can't hit that one.
And, you can see in his eyes, he knows that is not a dunk he should have missed.
In the pass to Horford. Tries again. From beyond the arc. Oh, he got hacked on the three-pointer. He'll head to the line. It's going to be on James Harden.
Yeah, you have to admire the aggressiveness of Lin, constantly looking to draw the foul on his shot.
Steve, so much of being a great offensive player is learning to draw contact and work yourself to the free throw line. When you look at the league right now, who are some of the best in the league, in your estimation, doing that?
James Harden is one of those guys. He gets to the line, double-digit figures sometimes, free throw attempts. DeMar DeRozan, DeMarcus Cousins. I think Russell Westbrook, because he's such a guy that's in attack mode and he likes contact. The guys who like contact, they get to the line a lot.
Now Lin. James Harden missing on the three. Harden against Lin. He can't get that one, so the Raptors will take it the other way. Here's Harden. And he makes the bucket through contact and gets the whistle, too.
He's been locked in all quarter, really finding his rhythm.
Well, across the board last season, James Harden, Greg, saw his numbers jump through the roof, but he showed improvement both in his defensive engagement as well as his rebounding. Not something that a lot of us saw coming.
Yeah, that's a good point. And with Harden, I think the rebounding is the really surprising number. Went from being an average rebounding guard to a great one the last few seasons. He's been showing more of a dedication to all aspects of the game.
Here's Lin. The Raptors getting the bucket. There's Hollis Jefferson. Los Angeles keeping it alive. Fresh 24.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
He's just one of those guys who just knows how to generate offense regardless of the situation.
A quick shot there, and it's off target.
Can't convert, but a good opportunity from mid-range. He'll take that every time.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. And a wide-open look for Lin. 18 feet away, and he knocks it down.
I'll tell you, he is scorching the Nets this quarter. Maybe that'll help wake up some of his teammates.
Back to Harden. Three-pointer, and he's good on the three ball. Harden's got 14 points for the game.
Yeah, they're having a tough time containing Harden here tonight. No surprise there.
There's Hollis Jefferson, and he hits the buzzer beater.
And they make sure to get the last shot.
James Harden getting it done for the Toronto Raptors. He totaled 14 points in the quarter. He's given them all the offense they need right now. We come back right after this. The second quarter beginning in just a moment. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
Through that first one, they've turned this thing into a track meet.
Fun to watch. They give you...
Raptors leading by 5. Well, like so many teams in the NBA, Steve, the Clippers have also acquired the right to run an NBA G League team this season. Always a move that helps the NBA franchise long term.
Yeah, it does. And for the Clippers who have an older group, it makes a lot of sense. Get more minutes for their young draftees to develop. Definitely a big plus for the Clippers going forward.
So on the floor for Toronto to start this second quarter. Chris Middleton is out there with Harden. Then it's Trevor Ariza. Then there's Jerebko, and it's Davis in center. Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Adrian Payne's checked in for Jerebko, and Marcus Morris subbed in for Trevor Ariza. Here's Connaughton, misses the wing J.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
Outside, Lynn lets it go from the wing. That's short off the rim. Raptors with the lead. Morris dishes to Payne. Toronto working the ball around now. Harden draws the double. Back to Payne. Davis setting the pick for Payne. Middleton drives in. Just 2 to shoot. Toronto needs to get off a shot. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And some changes here for the Raptors. Harris comes in for Chris Middleton. And it's Ellison for James Harden. So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Now the NBA can be a superstitious place at times, Steve, with all the quirks and characters in the league. And you played, what was the strangest game day ritual that you ever saw?
I think Harold Miner. He touched everything with his nose, his gym shoes, his wristbands, the basketballs at the free throw line, and everybody did. And I think for me, as I got older, it wasn't strange. It was out of necessity. I had to get in some kind of steam room and have all those hot pads wrapped around me just to get loose to play.
I like that story. I don't like Baby Jordan's story, though. Harold Miner, that doesn't work for me. I don't understand that. Now the feed to Bullock. Pass to Harris. Three-pointer. Payne grabs the board.
If you're trying to keep the defense honest, that's the one you really have to make.
Harris misses.
Boy, he blew an easy layup, and he is furious with himself.
Gets the three-pointer to fall.
If you relax on him out there, he's going to make you pay every time.
Here's Ellis. Morris with a screen on Harris. That's good from Harris on the assist by Ellis. Harris has got the lead back up to 9 now for Toronto.
And that's from beyond, guys, right back at you.
This is looking more like an all-star game right now. Everyone launching from range.
It's stolen by Morris. Over Harris. And the lead now, double digits on that bucket. And now an 11-point Raptor lead.
And Ellis known as a volume shooter, especially from the mid-range there, where he can be deadly.
It's deflected. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris.
Yeah, tremendous hustle just to get a hand on that one.
Reads the play, quick reaction, almost comes up with that steal.
Jokic a screen. And it's Harris off the drive. Rejected by Harris.
And overall, very cold from the outside throughout this first half.
Jokic a screen. That one's good, and the Raptor lead is cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from Harris.
You can see there the defender allows himself to get picked.
You know, it's all about effort. Sometimes you're going to get hit on hard screens. You just have to fight through them.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Devin Harris. That is his first foul of the game. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. And Jones over to help. And so here's Toronto. Out to Harris. Clock at 4. And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession. Raptors leading by 8.
You know, the Raptors' playoff letdowns have left fans wondering, can they really contend for a title? Their offense has vanished. You think of Game 3 versus the Bucks. 30 points in the first half, the lowest scoring mark in franchise history.
Deflects the pass. Harris against Morris. To the wing on the left. Bullock kicks to Jokic. From past the arc, Harris misses. And the Raptors, one of the top teams in the East, but it's all about translating that strength to the playoffs, Steve, isn't it?
It is. The front office, they have hinted they need a culture reset, and that was something they wanted to do. They're not content with just winning 50 games and getting swept in the second round.
Passes to Jokic. Clippers moving the ball around. To the paint. He dishes it to Jones. 6 on the shot clock. Fires for 3. And play stops as it looks like they call an over the back here.
Yeah, good box out. Keeps him shielded off and then draws the over the back call.
Over eager to make a play. Got out of control. That's an unnecessary foul.
And the foul called on Marcus Morris. That's his first foul.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Clippers trail by 13. Harris passes to Bullock. And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris. Bullock's got 6 in the quarter.
Sometimes trailing in the game, players get sucked into trying to make that home run play.
Davis sets a screen. And Payne slams it in.
And it was the screen there, guys, that freed him up as he ran his man into it.
And then it was all acceleration, GA, to the bucket right after that.
That was just a textbook pick that allowed him room, and he took advantage of it.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
It's stolen by Harris. And now Ellis running the floor all by himself.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Bullock kicks to Harris. The offensive rebound to the left wing. And again, no good by the Clippers. And Harris wide open. He shoots. And we finish one half of basketball. Raptors lead by 14. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. And the Clippers call time here. Smitty, you played a couple seasons in the Northwest where the Portland Trail Blazers are wildly successful and very, very popular. You hear rumblings about a return of the NBA to Seattle. Do you think it'll ever happen?
You know, Kevin, I hope so. There's a lot of places in the NBA, and we have some great cities. But I think Seattle, speaking for myself, was one of the favorites. They came out, they supported. Obviously, most fan bases support when they're winning. But even when Seattle was mediocre, that fan base was there. They enjoyed it. I love the Northwest. I'd hope it happens again. I hope NBA basketball returns to Seattle.
They've got Adebayo. He's out there with Horford. Jeremy Lin is out there with Hollis Jefferson. And it's Connaughton in at the shooting guard position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. And that one goes long. Raptors leading by 17. Lin kicks to Connaughton. No good from outside.
You won't see him miss many of these. A wide open look from distance.
Here's Davis. Back to Ellis. And that one falls coming off of Davis's feed. And that's now 11 points for Monte Ellis.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Lin with it, working on Payne. Horford. In the corner, Hollis Jefferson. Connaughton kicks to Lin. The dish to Horford. And Davis sends it back.
Off target right now. 4 straight misses coming out of the half.
Out to Morris. Back to Ellis. Shoots over Lin. And there's Ellis. That's good on the assist by Morris. Ellis has got 4 this quarter.
And when you're on the road, this is how you silence the crowd. Tremendous all-around play.
It's led to a big lead. Credit the leadership on this team. They've kept everyone focused on what matters.
And the Raptors call time here. The one thing you know with this Clippers franchise is they are not going to let money be a hurdle when it comes to their goal of winning a title. Ownership, Steve, has shown they're willing to put out money to get the best players on the floor.
Well, it all starts back to when this team was sold for $2 billion. Ownership is not afraid to open up their checkbook to acquire talent. Next for them is just getting to the next level and winning a championship.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. Raptors leading by 18. Here's Harden. Got a piece of it.
After hitting 3 straight, they finally missed one. But you can see the rhythm coming out of the half.
And here again, the Raptors in transition. Up the court they go. And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That's his first foul. Harden draws the double. Lin sets a screen for Ariza. Now here's Harden. D right on him. Harden missing again. Lin the pass to Adebayo. Back to Lin. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And Doc Rivers, Steve, a coach who has one of the rare distinctions of being traded from one team to another. This, of course, happened when the Celtics traded him to the Los Angeles Clippers.
I mean, Kevin, this was so odd. Doc Rivers was worth a first-round draft pick in the 2015 draft for the Clippers. Rivers asked to be moved as he didn't want to go through the rebuilding process what the Celtics had in front of them.
Stolen by Harden. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. For the 3. Basket made. That gives him 7 field goals in 13 tries.
And just a great job of controlling that defensive backboard, then getting out in transition. That's been the difference.
In the corner, Hollis Jefferson. The pass to Adebayo. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Offensive rebound. Back to Horford. Lin kicks to Connaughton. It's stolen by Ariza. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it.
I mean, he's struggling, hitting a low percentage of his shots this quarter.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
And the Clippers are known as a high wire act, and rightfully so with their stars. This team is also one that can at times lock it down defensively. I don't think they get enough credit for what they do on that side of the ball.
And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. The Clippers not a team known for their defense, but quite often the last few years, it's been the deciding factor for them in games.
Yeah, and I think it starts with the pressure they place on ball handlers. They can throw double teams or pick up far out from the hoop. They've got shot blocking inside to erase mistakes as well.
Back to Lin. Over Len. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. 21 points for Lin.
And Lin is just fearless, always looking to get as close to the bucket as he can.
Al Horford with the rebound. Now the Clippers moving it up. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Back to Lin. Pass to Connaughton. Outside, Lin. 1:30 left in the third quarter of the game.
And Lin has really carved out a nice role for himself in our league. An effective two-way player who can score, rebound, pass, and defend.
The Clippers have knocked down 8 of 9 free throw attempts. I'd say those numbers read pretty well.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Now, here is Harden. He's guarded closely. And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. 1:21 left in the third. 18 feet out.
And he shot the lights out in that first half, but seems to have lost some of his momentum after the break.
Len, a screen. Now, here is Harden. Defense right on him.
He has not had the same focus we saw in that first half. Really struggling here in the second.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Clearly a foul.
The Clippers have shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them. No good on that one.
At the line for 2.
He hits the second from the line. Raptors leading by 13. They set the pick. Shot off the pick. Launches a 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
It's been a frustrating quarter for him shooting the basketball. He just has to make sure he's taking good shots.
Good, and the assist goes to Middleton. 21 points for James Harden.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
I'll tell you, he just hasn't been able to get it done on the offensive end. It's kind of dragged down the team.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden. And here is Los Angeles now. Lynn the pass to Connaughton. Up again. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Los Angeles calls timeout.
And Al Horford just so versatile. You know, that extends to the defensive end as well. Very mobile, can move his feet with smaller players, and at the same time gives you a presence on the interior.
And Horford won't wow you with his athleticism. But Greg, he's still a pretty good shot blocker.
He has great timing, anticipation, and awareness. Don't forget also he's got terrific hands, and you see that with all the steals he racks up.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Doc Rivers talking to the team. He told them flat out, we are turning the ball over too much, guys. We can't keep making the hero ball play. Slow it down, run the offense, and make the safe pass. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thanks. Setting the floor for the Raptors. We've got Davis. Trevor Ariza out there with Payne. Then it's Chris Middleton. And it's Harden in at the 1. Here's Harris. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits.
Yeah, that's just straightforward basketball from Harris. Driving to the hoop with purpose and not letting anyone, or anything for that matter, slow him down.
Stops, pops. Again, Los Angeles. Raptors leading by 6. It's Harden with the drive, and the layup falls. Harden's got 23 points.
And Harden's such a creative scorer, especially when he gets in close to the basket.
Hits the three-point bomb.
And they have gotten themselves back into this game just in the nick of time. If that run had come any later, it would have been Katie bar the door.
They've done a great job, but they're not done yet.
Kicks it to Harris. To the middle. Jokic. And Jokic slams it in.
They needed a run desperately, and boy, did they come up big.
And this comeback was fueled by doing it on both ends of the floor. Let's see if they have that same energy level to keep this up.
And yes, it's good.
And that shot was huge as they try to stem the tide here and hang on to the lead.
Harris kicks to Jokic. Launches a 3. And the shot is good. The Raptor lead has been cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Bullock.
Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second. Yeah, just constantly attacking the paint. Harden does not settle.
Bullock passes to Jokic. Here's Bullock, guarded by Harden. Beyond the arc, Payne grabs the board. Payne's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Los Angeles now. They're on a 15-6 run. And it's Harris off the drive. Davis against Jokic. Out to Harris. This is to Bullock. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
This is a problem for him. Inconsistent from the mid-range.
Harden, that's good.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Yeah, and the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
You know, for the most part, their perimeter D is holding up, but they might have to sacrifice some of that to close down the lane.
And some changes here for the Raptors. Alex Len's checked in for Deontay Davis. Jerebko comes in for Payne. And Harris subbed in for Chris Middleton. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
And Len is no stranger to the big moment. He shines brightest when he needs to with these kinds of baskets.
Last outing for Toronto, they won that game against the Kings in Sacramento. Harden's shot is off.
Wow, he had it at point-blank range, but the defense was all over him.
Trevor Ariza. That's his second personal foul. Shooting for Los Angeles, Jeremy Lin.
And he makes the first. Both free throws good from Lin. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Harden dishes to Lin. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Horford's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. A nice shot by Lin. Lin's got 14 points here in the second half.
And the way Lin picks his spots, just knowing his place in the offensive schemes and scoring well as a result.
Pulls it from the elbow. Rebound by the Raptors.
One could argue that's a good shot, but maybe not the right shooter to take it.
The shot's good from Jerebko. And guys, here in the fourth quarter, still a close game.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot.
.137 left in the fourth quarter of this one. It's tipped. Horford double team. Lin's shot is off.
Look, that's in his range, but he had a defender right up in his chest.
It's good.
And just carrying over from his last game. Completely dialed in. You can sense his confidence.
I totally agree. Heat check after heat check. He realizes, man, I'm still hot.
Shot clock at 5. Passes it to Hollis Jefferson. Puts up a 3, but they get it back.
Wow, another opportunity. Just everything going their way. Pretty much the story of this game.
A shot by Harden, wide open. Hits the three-point bomb. And it's a 6-point Raptor lead.
And with Harden, it's pick your poison. Not only a tenacious penetrator, but also a consistent threat from 3 points.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They're down by 6. 46 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for the Clippers. The 3 from Harden. Al Horford with the rebound.
And definitely playing the opponent, but also they're playing against the clock.
I think that's the thing. You can't give away 1 second now. You're toast.
And guys, there are some you can give that shot to, but let's be clear. He's not one of them. Terrible job there by the D.
Feeds to Harris. And it's Ariza in the corner. Raptors moving the ball around. Here's your Repco. It falls!
Full speed ahead. I mean, they have been in control since the opening tip, and that may have sealed the deal.
Yes, and you're watching. Even this late in the game, they're still making plays. You got to love watching it.
And the call will be against Al Horford. That's his third foul of the game.
Yeah, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Got a piece of it. Lynn kicks to Bullock. Can't knock in the three.
And that's a good job of just getting after it on the backboard. Gets them another possession and allows them to run even more clock.
And so the big win by Toronto in a tight game. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with everything they had and came through when the pressure was at its highest.
And that about wraps it up.